Tinney from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm going to make some almond butter. This is a Lehman's non-electric grinder. It's not the most expensive one, but it's a best-selling one. It's a fairly simple rig. I'm going to run you through it real quick. Just to give you an idea, this was about $150, and their best one sells for about $1,300 or $1,400, so don't expect too much from this. But on the other hand, I bought a little $40 one that's electric that was okay. It was good for doing, like a half a cup just to see how to try out a certain type of nut, but it wasn't good for any volume. This one you can actually do pretty good volume with. So let me move the camera over here and we'll take a look and see how it's built. Okay. This is a Lehman non-electric logo. I'll take that off and show that to you. I've probably seen this on the internet. Okay, and all this is, these are called a burrs. They're made out of cast iron. And let me look in the camera and make sure that I'm getting a good picture of this, because last time I shot this, I wasn't. Okay, right there is both of them. And you can see that the seeds or nuts, whatever, come in through here and come into these pockets. And then as they grind, they go out between this plate and this plate, which fit together a ground surface. And you can adjust it by, so I figure out how these go on here. There's only one way they go on. You can adjust how coarse or how fine they grind by tightening this knob up. You want it to if you want it as fine as possible, you want it just so there's a little bit of drag so the two plates are touching right against each other. So let's grind some nuts. Now, you may have some preconceived notions about how this works. I surely did when I started. I thought I was going to fill the hopper up with nuts, crank the handle, and everything was going to just flow out like, probably on the commercials or something. But in reality, it's not that easy. If you put the almonds in whole, the auger in here doesn't really like them that well. There's not really room enough. Not really room enough for the auger to pull them forward. So what we do is we run them through a food processor and grind them up a little bit so they'll feed better. And even then, if you put too many in at once and aren't really careful, it'll clog up on you. They'll kind of pile up. So it's not, in my opinion, the ideal setup for grinding nuts. I'm sure it probably grinds grain better than it does nuts. It looks like it might be designed a little more for grain than for nuts. But on the other hand, it does a really nice job. And once this is all ground and mashed together, and maybe even reground, which I've never had to do, but I've read you can, it really makes some nice butter. And that's basically how this works. Handfuls at a time. I'm sure the $1,300 one probably works a whole lot better. But I'm not going to spend the $1,300 to find out, bottom line. Just not that interested. For what I do, this works fine. I've got probably 2 cups of peanut butter here now, and I've been working maybe, 5 minutes or so. When you get all done, you just screw it apart. You take the bolt off here and pull the auger out, and you can clean the whole thing up fairly easily. So, let me zoom back here a little bit. Now, Sue and I have tried several different butters in this. We started out with just peanuts and made, obviously, peanut butter. Then we tried, we had a can of honey roasted, so we tried some honey roasted peanuts, and that was pretty interesting. Then we tried mixed nuts. That was good. Then we tried a whole bunch of cashews. That was good. These are almonds that we're trying today. And we want to try hazelnuts and pecans in the future. So, I got to tell you, of all of them, probably the weirdest one was the cashews. They had very little oil in them, and we actually had to mix some oil with them to make them bind, because the way they ground, they came out like Play-Doh, and they were just too thick and too dry to really use on anything. But we mixed a little bit of oil with them, actually quite a bit of oil, and started out cooking with them. We made some oatmeal no-bake cookies, and they were surprisingly good. I really liked them. And then before that, she baked some cookies that you would normally use peanut butter in, and she used the cashew butter instead. And they were a little, excuse me, a little more delicate than the peanut butter. Didn't overwhelm the cookies as much, but still really had a nice nutty flavor and were really good. So we'll probably do some cooking with this almond butter also. And I know this looks like an awful mess, but it's just part of the deal. I'm Tinny from Mini Boba Sign. Get out and hike. Take a friend. Grind some nuts. Click on them videos. And more important than anything, have a really great day. Bye-bye.